Please pause this video and answer the question before continuing. In this question, we want to find the point of intersection of these two lines. In other words, we are looking for a pair of coordinates, x and y, that satisfy both of these equations. So really, we are looking for a solution to this system of equations. Now at the moment, we can't solve this system since we have only two equations with four unknowns. Okay, now let's examine our statements. Statement 1 tells us that line A passes through the point 3, 1. This means that the coordinates of this point, x equals 3 and y equals 1, are a solution to the equation of line A. So let's take this equation and replace x with 3 and y with 1. When we do this, we get an equation we can solve for j. When we solve this equation, we see that j equals -2. Now that we know the value of j, we can write the complete equation for line A. When we combine this equation with the equation for line B, we see that we still have a system that we cannot solve. As such, we cannot find the point of intersection, which means statement 1 is not sufficient. Now statement 2 tells us that line B passes through the point 0, 7. Since the coordinates of this point must be a solution to the equation of line B, we can take our equation and replace x with 0 and y with 7 to get an equation we can solve for k. When we simplify the left-hand side here, we can see that k equals 14, which means we can now write the complete equation for line B. When we combine this equation with the equation for line A, it appears that we cannot solve this system to find the point of intersection. Now, even though we have a system of two equations with three unknowns here, we are still able to determine the point of intersection of the two lines. Can you see how? Well, let's go back to the beginning. Statement 2 tells us that line B passes through point 0, 7. Now let's take the equation for line A and see what we can learn about this line if we rewrite the equation in slope y-intercept form. When we rewrite this equation in this form, we can see that the slope of this line is j, and the y-intercept is 7. Now if the y-intercept is 7, then the y-intercept of line A is at the point 0, 7. So if line A passes through the point 0, 7, and we are told that line B passes through the same point, then we can conclude that the two lines must intersect at the point 0, 7. As such, statement 2 is sufficient, and the answer is B. Now the important takeaway here is that the given equation for line B does not tell us anything about any particular point on that line. However, if we take the equation of line A and rewrite it in slope y-intercept form, we are able to deduce one important piece of information about that line. That is, the y-intercept is 7, which in turn gives us a specific point on line A. Using that one piece of information, we found statement 2 to be sufficient.